Welcome to the Curious Route, where we explore the hidden corners of human culture and uncover stories that rarely make headlines. Today, we're diving into a fascinating world that exists parallel to famous celebrations like Carnival in Rio or Oktoberfest in Germany. While millions know about these grand spectacles, countless festivals happen around the globe that remain virtually unknown to the outside world. These celebrations offer intimate glimpses into local traditions, ancient beliefs, and the incredible creativity of human communities in marking special moments throughout the year. From remote villages in the mountains of Peru to small towns in rural Japan, these lesser-known festivals represent humanity's most authentic cultural expressions. They haven't been commercialized or transformed for mass tourism. Instead, they continue serving their original purpose: bringing communities together, honoring traditions, celebrating harvests, marking seasonal changes, or simply creating moments of joy and connection where such celebrations are rare and precious. What makes these festivals particularly fascinating is their authenticity. Unlike major international celebrations that have adapted to accommodate tourists and global audiences, these smaller festivals remain true to their original form and function. They're celebrated by locals, for locals, often following traditions passed down through generations with little change. This preservation offers us a unique window into how different communities understand celebration, community, spirituality, and the marking of time. In the high-altitude regions of Bolivia, the Tinku Festival perfectly exemplifies authentic cultural expression. Held in various Andean communities, Tinku is both celebration and ritualized conflict resolution. The word Tinku means encounter in Quechua, and the festival serves as an annual gathering where different communities come together for what might seem like organized fighting, but is actually a deeply spiritual practice rooted in indigenous cosmology. During Tinku, participants dress in traditional clothing and engage in ritualized combat serving multiple purposes. It honors Pachamama, or Mother Earth, with blood spilled during fights serving as offerings to ensure good harvests and community prosperity. The festival also functions as a way for different communities to settle disputes, release tensions, and reaffirm social bonds through shared participation in this ancient tradition. What outsiders might perceive as violence is actually carefully structured spiritual and social practice maintaining community cohesion for centuries. Moving from South America's mountains to Central Africa's forests, we encounter another remarkable celebration largely unknown to the outside world. In certain Democratic Republic of Congo communities, there's an annual festival dedicated to celebrating forest spirits believed to protect the community throughout the year. This celebration, known locally as the Festival of the Forest Guardians, involves elaborate masked dances, traditional music, and offerings made deep within the forest. The festival typically lasts 3 days and nights, during which the entire community participates in various rituals designed to honor and appease forest spirits. Dancers wearing intricately carved wooden masks representing different forest animals and spirits perform choreographed movements telling the story of the community's relationship with the forest. These dances aren't mere entertainment. They're believed essential for maintaining spiritual balance that keeps the community safe and prosperous. In remote Indonesian islands, there's a festival celebrating something most of us take for granted: silence. While the famous Nyepi festival occurs in Bali, there are smaller, lesser-known variations celebrated on remote islands throughout the Indonesian archipelago with unique local elements. On one particular small island, the Festival of Sacred Silence involves the entire community engaging in a 24-hour period of complete silence, broken only by specific ritual sounds made at predetermined times. The festival begins with ceremonial cleansing of the island, during which participants walk along the shoreline carrying burning incense and chanting prayers. This is followed by gradual reduction of all human-made sounds until the island falls into complete silence at sunset. During the silent period, community members engage in individual reflection and meditation, but also participate in collective activities requiring no speech. The festival is believed to allow the island's spiritual energy to reset and regenerate, while providing the community with opportunities for deep introspection and nonverbal connection. In Nepal's mountains, there's a festival celebrating something equally universal, but rarely honored so specifically: the act of forgiveness. The Festival of Released Grudges takes place in a small village where the entire community gathers annually to engage in ritualized forgiveness practices believed to clear negative energy from the community and ensure harmony for the coming year. The festival involves several preparation days during which community members reflect on conflicts, misunderstandings, or hurts experienced during the year. On the main celebration day, participants engage in structured dialogue sessions where they have opportunities to express feelings, offer apologies, and extend forgiveness. These sessions are facilitated by village elders following traditional protocols, ensuring everyone's dignity is maintained. On a small Pacific island, there's a festival celebrating the full moon, in a way connecting astronomical observation with community storytelling. The Festival of Moon Stories involves the entire island community gathering on the beach during each full moon night to share stories, but with a unique twist. Every story told must incorporate specific elements related to the moon's appearance, position, and tides on that particular night. This festival serves multiple functions within the island community. It preserves oral traditions and ensures important cultural stories continue being passed down through generations. It's also a method of teaching astronomical observation and understanding relationships between celestial events and earthly phenomena, like tides, weather patterns, and seasonal changes. In Scotland's Highlands, there's a festival few people outside one particular valley have ever heard of. The Festival of the Lost Paths celebrates the ancient network of walking routes that once connected highland communities before modern roads changed how people traveled through the landscape. This annual celebration involves the entire valley community retracing these old paths and sharing stories about people who once traveled them regularly. The festival typically takes place over a weekend in early autumn, when weather is still suitable for long walks, but summer tourists have gone home. Community members of all ages participate in guided walks along different sections of the old path network, with each walk led by someone knowledgeable about that particular route's history and ecology. In remote Mongolia, there's a festival celebrating the relationship between humans and horses in ways going far beyond typical horse festivals found elsewhere. The Festival of Horse Whispers focuses on subtle forms of communication between humans and horses, celebrating the deep understanding that can develop between species when people take time to listen and observe carefully. This festival involves demonstrations of traditional horse communication techniques passed down through generations of nomadic families. Participants show how they can influence horse behavior through barely perceptible changes in body language, breathing patterns, and energy projection. These techniques aren't about dominance or control, but rather about developing deep understanding of horse psychology and communication. In Vietnam's rice terraces, there's a festival celebrating the complex engineering and community cooperation required to maintain these remarkable agricultural systems. The Festival of Flowing Water honors not just the rice harvest, but the intricate network of channels, gates, and reservoirs, making rice cultivation possible in mountainous terrain. This festival involves the entire farming community in activities combining practical maintenance work with ceremonial celebration. The festivities begin with ceremonial opening of main water channels feeding the terrace system, followed by community work sessions where everyone participates in clearing debris, repairing channel walls, and adjusting water flow mechanisms. On a remote North Atlantic island, there's a festival celebrating something most modern people rarely think about: the skill of reading weather patterns through natural signs. The Festival of Sky Reading involves the island community gathering to share traditional weather prediction techniques and test their accuracy against modern meteorological forecasts. This festival emerged from the practical necessity of weather prediction in a location where storms can develop quickly, and being caught unprepared by changing weather conditions can be dangerous. Over generations, Island residents developed sophisticated techniques for reading subtle signs in cloud formations, wind patterns, animal behavior, and atmospheric conditions. These festivals represent just a small sampling of thousands of unique celebrations taking place around the world throughout the year, known only to the communities that organize and participate in them. Each one offers insights into how different groups understand celebration, community, spirituality, and the marking of significant life moments. What these celebrations share is their authenticity and deep connection to the specific needs, values, and circumstances of the communities maintaining them. They haven't been created for outsiders or adapted for tourist consumption. Instead, they continue serving their original purposes, strengthening community bonds, preserving traditional knowledge, marking important transitions, and creating moments of shared meaning and joy. In our increasingly connected and globalized world, these lesser-known festivals serve as important reminders of human cultural expression diversity and the value of maintaining local traditions reflecting specific environmental, social, and spiritual circumstances. They show us that celebration can take countless different forms, and every community has unique ways of marking moments that matter most to them. As we continue exploring the curious routes leading us to discover these hidden cultural treasures, we're reminded that some of the most meaningful human experiences happen not on the world's stages, but in small communities where tradition, authenticity, and genuine connection continue thriving away from the spotlight of global attention.